We begin tonight with a local judge taking a new approach to a growing and deadly problem, teen gun crime.
In Nueces County, the number of minors caught carrying firearms has skyrocketed in recent years, and more of those cases are turning violent.
Yeah, that has the judge who oversees Juvenile Court at Law 5 launching what he calls a first-of-its-kind weapons court designed to intervene before another family loses a child. Our Bill Churchwell is here in the studio with us tonight, and he joins us now with details. Bill?
Mike and Leslie, the new initiative begins this week for some families. The consequences of juvenile gun violence are already painfully real. 2 years ago, Andrew Garza Sr. lost his teenage son to a shooting involving another teen, and tonight he is sharing his story. This as a local judge works to stop the next tragedy before it happens. At Kid Faded Barbershop off Weber Road, there is still a silence that Andrew Garza Sr. can't shake.
That's my son's station. Those are his clippers.
It has now been 2 years to the month. The life of his son, Drew, came to an end.
Ain't no point into this gun violence. Ain't nothing to prove but a funeral.
His son, a sophomore in high school, when he was shot and killed by another teen.
I dropped him off at school, and after that, I get a phone call that his friend had shot him, and unfortunately my son didn't make it.
No, this isn't a political statement. This isn't even like an anti-gun message. It just isn't. I mean, but it is an anti-kid gun violence message.
Tim McCoy presides over Juvenile Court at Law number 5. He says when he first took the bench, his court saw roughly a dozen weapon possession cases a year. Now,
our numbers went from having, maybe 10 or 15 kids a year coming in with weapon possessions to like 60 and 70 a year.
That was here in Nueces County.
Here in Nueces County, right.
Even more alarming, he says, more of those cases are escalating into robberies and even murders. So this week, McCoy is launching Weapons Court, a specialty court modeled after a program in Michigan that showed success reducing youth gun violence. The idea, intervene early before a possessions case becomes a homicide case.
Over the last 3 years, I've sentenced more children to TJJD, unfortunately, than I had in 11 years previously. The accountability is there. The problem is that's not helping.
Kids placed on probation for certain weapons charges will be required to complete the intensive program, focused on conflict resolutions, character development, and real-life consequences.
It can many times be a generational problem. So part of this program is getting the parents involved. They're going to have to participate in the program as well, and they're going to be held accountable.
He is hoping the program will find success.
I want to come back in a year and say, look, violence has dropped off 80%. Or look at the kids' lives we've saved.
Stands my son did
For Andrew Garza Sr., any effort that keeps another parent from standing where he stands now is worth it.
I can relate to a lot of these kids, and I just feel like they need attention sometimes, and they need extra loving.
And just days ago, Garza Sr. earned his barber license, a promise fulfilled in his son's name. He is also doing his part to reach out to youth to share his son's story and be a positive role model for others. Back to you.